Greetings, viewers and friends. Today our topic is God's original plan. The Bible tells us that when God created humanity, He made them perfect, He made them in His likeness, and He made them male and female. When God made humanity, it is important that we note that He made two. The main purpose for this was for companionship. Three reasons for this companionship was so that they could communicate, so that they could be sociable, and so that they could learn how to be committed. You see, you need two persons in order for you to communicate, for you to be social, and also for you to learn how to be committed. Two would also be important in order to fulfill humanity's next great purpose, and that was to multiply. Growth is nature's natural process, and it is God's ultimate objective for humanity. God's plan was never that humanity would remain as two, but that they would grow and multiply and fill the earth. Before the whole multiplication process had begun, God became the first marriage officer, and He married the first couple in the Garden of Eden. Whatever God does, He also sustains. So when God performed that first marriage, He was also committed to sustain it throughout its duration. And how long was marriage last? Well, it was to last as long as the couple was alive. And so that was for eternity. But today we find out the common saying in society and also in failed marriages, and that is marriage is hard, marriage is complicated, but it should not be this way. God never intended that marriage should be complicated and difficult. There are three simple things that can make a marriage go a very long way. Those three things are communication, commitment, and decision. Yes, you have to communicate. Two, you have to be committed for the long haul. And three, you have to decide for your marriage every single day. Today, we will be dealing with communication since it is often neglected in marriages. Communication is the life source for healthy relationships. It is like what blood is for the body and like what breath is for the soul. Without communication, a relationship would only naturally die. So it is important that you give the necessary care to communication in your relationship and your marriage. Communication is the hub around which everything else in a marriage or relationship revolves. And so it is important that we find ways to cultivate communication in relationships. The following are 9 ideas for you to keep a family together. The first one is, the family that prays together stays together. Yes, find time with your family to pray to God. The second suggestion is, the family that plans together stays together. Involve your family in the planning process as to where you want to reach as a family. The planning process can vary from simple plans to more complicated ones. It can vary from simply choosing the color of your house to a more complicated deciding on a family budget. The third idea to keep a family together is, the family that plays together stays together. Yes, playing is a very effective means in the learning process, but also playing is a very effective means in the bonding process. The fourth idea is, the family that exercises together stays together. As the family grows healthy individually, it also grows stronger collectively. The fourth point is, the family that works together stays together. So look for opportunities around the house in order for you to get your family to work together. Whether it is cleaning the yard, cleaning the house, building the little dog house, get your family to work together. The sixth suggestion is, the family that reads together stays together. So I encourage you to build a library. Include books for children, for families, for health, and so forth. But most importantly, don't forget to include the Bible, the best book. The seventh suggestion is, the family that travels together stays together. So make a budget for traveling and take your family on a trip. The eighth suggestion is, the family that eats together stays together. Now this point is not so common nowadays, but I encourage you to find time during the day for one meal that you and your family could eat together. And if it's not daily, then once a week or once a month or once a year, but eat together as a family. The last but not least point is, the family that goes to church together stays together. Now this point is the most difficult, but I encourage you, as you do the previous 8, this last point will become more easier to accomplish. All of these suggestions are instrumental in facilitating the communication process. So while you're accomplishing each one, don't forget to communicate. The biggest secret to make your family, your marriage, and your relationship work is to involve Jesus in your family. The song says, with Jesus in the family, happy, happy home. Remember, it was God that created humanity. It was God that created marriages. So it is God that will sustain your marriage and your relationships. If at this point you still believe that marriages are hard, it is difficult, it is complicated, it is like rocket science, then do what the rocket scientists do and read a book. Read several books on marriages, and you might just find a way to make your marriage work. Today, if you're having difficulty in your marriage and relationships, then just give it over to God. He can just perform a miracle for you today. May God bless you.